In the heart of Northeast Ohio, where loyalty to football is passed down like a family heirloom, one NFL franchise continues to wrestle with the same agonizing question that has defined its modern identity: who will be the quarterback of the Cleveland Browns? As we head into the 2025 season, that question doesn't just linger in the air, it screams across the practice fields. It rattles through the front office, and it echoes in the soul of every Browns fan who has endured decades of promise, heartbreak, and quarterback chaos. The quarterback position is the lifeblood of any NFL team, and for the Browns, it has been a riddle they have failed to solve since the franchise's rebirth in 1999. Now, after a roller coaster of decisions and disasters, the team enters this new season with four names in the mix: Joe Flacco, Kenny Pickett, Dillon Gabriel, and Shedeur Sanders. Each brings a unique story. Each carries a set of doubts, and none, at least not yet, looks like a savior. The history of quarterbacking in Cleveland is one that almost feels mythic in its contrast. When the original Browns joined the NFL in 1950, they had Otto Graham at the helm, one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time. Graham led the team to multiple championships and helped shape the franchise's winning culture. In the decades that followed, names like Frank Ryan, Brian Sipe, and Bernie Kosar kept the Browns not only relevant but dangerous. These weren't just passers. They were leaders, legends, and lifelines for a franchise that could go toe-to-toe with the league's best. But everything changed in the mid-1990s when the team was controversially moved to Baltimore, leaving behind a void that, when filled again in 1999, brought back the name but not the magic. The new Browns inherited the history but not the consistency. Since their return, the Browns have started an astonishing 40 different quarterbacks, a number that doesn't just suggest instability, it defines it. Jerseys with dozens of crossed-out names became symbols of despair. Fans hoping each new draft pick or free agent would be the answer were left time and again with more questions and more regret. In that long, twisted tale, Baker Mayfield seemed for a brief moment to be the light. Drafted first overall in 2018, Mayfield injected the franchise with energy, broke the team's seemingly endless playoff drought, and earned a reputation as a fiery competitor. But the Browns, chasing something greater, or perhaps more glamorous, turned away from Mayfield and toward Deshaun Watson, making a move that is now widely regarded as one of the worst transactions in league history. They surrendered 3 first-round picks and gave Watson a staggering, fully guaranteed contract worth $230 million. It was a decision made with the hopes of instant elevation, of elite quarterback play, of championships. Instead, what they got was off-field controversy, underwhelming performances, and a salary cap mess that continues to cripple the franchise's future. Even owner Jimmy Haslam has since admitted it was a miss, a rare moment of ownership accountability that tells you just how much that decision continues to haunt the organization. Now, as 2025 begins to unfold, the Browns are left juggling options. Joe Flacco, at 40 years old, is somehow still standing, and not just standing, competing. Last season, he stepped in and performed admirably under tough circumstances, showing poise and a veteran's touch. He isn't flashy. He won't win many games by himself, but he rarely loses them either. His experience is valuable, and his leadership in a locker room full of uncertainty could be essential, especially if the younger arms aren't ready. But Flacco is not the future. He's not even the full-season solution. He is a placeholder in a game that demands long-term answers. Yet, ironically, he might still be the safest bet to open the season as the starter. Kenny Pickett, on the other hand, is a mystery the Browns are hoping can finally be solved. After a disappointing stint with the Pittsburgh Steelers and a quiet stay with the Philadelphia Eagles in 2024, Pickett now arrives in Cleveland with more questions than confidence. His career numbers are uninspiring: 13 touchdowns matched by 13 interceptions, a middling passer rating, and an inability to truly command an offense. Once seen as a safe, high-floor quarterback prospect, Pickett hasn't shown he can be the kind of field general needed to elevate a team. He's looked more like a backup than a breakout, and while he brings youth and the pedigree of a former first-rounder, his leash is undoubtedly short. This is likely his last real shot to prove he belongs, and in a quarterback room this crowded, that pressure will be overwhelming. Then there's Dillon Gabriel, the undersized but overachieving quarterback from Oklahoma. Drafted in the 3rd round, Gabriel may be the most intriguing name on this list. At just 5'11" and a left-handed thrower, 2 qualities that often hurt quarterback stock, he still put together one of the most efficient and explosive college resumes in recent years. In 2024, he threw for over 3,800 yards with 30 touchdowns and just 6 interceptions. He shined under pressure, made big-time throws on the run, and showed that size doesn't always define success. His football IQ, combined with his ability to make plays outside the pocket, fits well in a modern NFL offense. Head coach Kevin Stefanski has already expressed real enthusiasm about Gabriel's potential, downplaying his height and praising his ability to manipulate pockets and find throwing lanes. Unlike with Sanders, the excitement around Gabriel feels genuine and scheme-based. He may not have been a first-round pick, but he has the tools and the temperament to surprise people if given the opportunity. And finally, there's Shedeur Sanders, the 5th-round pick with the name that needs no introduction. Son of Dillon, star at Colorado, and once viewed as a surefire Day 1 talent, Sanders' draft stock plummeted after a wave of concerning reports and a 2024 season filled with highlights and red flags. Behind a collapsing offensive line at Colorado, Sanders developed bad habits, chief among them his tendency to bail on clean pockets and drift into pressure. He struggled to stay on script, and his pre-draft interviews reportedly left NFL teams questioning his readiness for the league's mental demands. Yet his arm talent, charisma, and the aura that surrounds him still draw headlines. The Browns, though, were far less vocal about their excitement. Executive Vice President Andrew Berry labeled the pick as a good value, a flyer on a player who might outperform his draft slot. It was not the ringing endorsement you'd expect for a potential face of the franchise. The sense from within the building seems clear. Sanders is a developmental project, not a savior in waiting. All of this quarterback drama plays out under the crushing weight of the Browns' financial future. By 2026, the roster may implode simply due to cap constraints and expiring contracts. Offensive linemen like Jack Conklin, Joel Bitonio, Wyatt Teller, and Tevin Jenkins, all core pieces will hit void years. David Njoku, Ethan Potich, and key defenders like Okoronkwo, Tryon Shoyinka, Hicks Bush, and Shelby Harris are all due to be replaced or re-signed in a cap situation that looks dire. Thanks to Deshaun Watson's ballooning cap hit set to explode past $80 million, the Browns are projected to be more than $36 million over the cap in 2026. And releasing Watson won't fix it. The dead money is just as painful. That means the Browns' window is closing, fast. They've built a strong supporting cast across the board, but if they can't find a functional quarterback this year, it may all crumble before it ever truly comes together. So maybe the plan is to ride with Flacco for stability, let Gabriel and Sanders compete in the background, and see if one of them emerges by mid-season. Maybe Pickett finds a second wind. Maybe Sanders proves everyone wrong. Or maybe, heartbreakingly, we add 4 more names to that cursed jersey, and the Browns head into another offseason asking the same question they've been haunted by for more than 2 decades. Who is the quarterback? So, Browns fans, NFL diehards, and football thinkers, what do you think? Who will take the reins in Cleveland? Can Flacco hold on? Will Gabriel or Sanders surprise everyone? Or is it going to be another year of quarterback roulette? Drop your predictions in the comments below. We're reading everyone. And if you appreciated this deep dive into the Browns quarterback conundrum, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and ring that bell so you don't miss a single update as we cover every turn in this unpredictable NFL season. Because in Cleveland, the story is never simple, and when it comes to quarterbacks, it's never, ever quiet.